So, we've kind of been talking a little bit about the, around that time, Noah, we've been talking about Tubal-Cain, and Tubal-Cain's father, Lamech, he broke another one of God's commandments and was a polygamist and had Tubal-Cain, and his name actually means the spice of Cain. And then he had a sister. So I think what these older stories and these genealogies of these older, these older Genesis kind of point out that you have Seth, the godly line, and Seth, they all adhered to what God wanted. And then Cain was the sinful side. And really, and not saying that it didn't happen, I'm going to point out to where it says in the Bible that it may have happened, but so in heaven, we don't marry anyone, right? So when you're in that dimension of heaven, people don't marry people. No one marries anyone. No, spiritual beings don't get married and don't consummate marriages, right? So, but on earth, in this realm, you can consummate marriages. And it says that, and I think it's Jude. I think Jude's only one chapter, 6, and it's verses 6 and 7, I think. I'd have to check that out. But if not, then I'll point it out, because I looked it up pretty good. And I'll add it to this video. But it definitely differentiates, if and when the angelic people or fallen angels, and they're not really demons. The demons are like the manifestation of the temptations, and then Satan's an adversary. And then the fallen angels, they actually have a genealogy, and they actually did consummate relationships, and they needed to do that. They needed to do that to, they needed humans to introduce the sin, right? Like Lamech, Tubal-Cain's father, needed to be a polygamist and engage in sexual immorality. You needed Adam and Eve to just introduce the sin altogether, with the disobedience. You needed that. You needed Cain to commit murder, to introduce it, so it can be committed right again, right? People just can't imagine these sins unless they commit them. They don't know what they are, right? And so these angels, they use that as a vector to come into the world and interact with us. And apparently there's strong probability that, according to the Bible, that this happened, right? And the angels were actually very big. They were kind of they were monstrosities. And I never really had it explained to me other than what happened. But it does say that in Genesis 6. And then, but it all, and then people use that one verse, no, in the realm of heaven, there's no need to marry or consummate marriage. There's not. So, but on earth, there's sexual immorality, deviancy, and is not accept. I mean, you can do it on earth, right? But once you make it to heaven, you won't be able to sin, or there's no need for it, right? But here on earth, you can once it's introduced. So these fallen angels, that once they lusted after, they actually did, and and there is a book called a Book of Giants, and apparently it's kind of an Enoch type book, where it talks about this fallen angel stuff, and And it talks about Gilgamesh and some other and some other giants. And it gives their lineage, and in Enoch it gives their lineage. I'm going to go and have to read my book of Enoch again. I don't know if I've ever finished it, but I'm definitely going to have to. Well, this road's busy. Definitely going to have to look into it, because there were giants throughout the Old Testament, and apparently they were a manifestation of these angels, and they could do that prior to, I guess, Jesus. I haven't really looked that up yet. It's kind of an interesting intellectual journey when reading the Bible to find this stuff out. God, there's like a lot of road construction. I'm just headed back over to my sister's to take care of her, and might get back. God, maybe I ought to just go through. I'll probably just go through. I'm gonna go got her some breakfast tacos. She wanted 2 bean and cheese tacos and a Sprite, no ice. But I already got that. I got her a Sprite with no ice. I got her a Mexican Sprite. They make it with like cane sugar down here, in Mexico, and not the high fructose corn syrup. Man, there is something going on here. So, anyhow, got a siren and fire engine. But I'm going to need to turn this off and turn it back on just for download's sake.